Hello everyone, my name is Jin and welcome to my archive. Today we'll be discussing the character roadmap shown during the Wuthering Waves 2.4 livestream. Specifically, we will be discussing theories on their motifs and inspiration. We'll be going through everyone except phrolova because we know quite a bit of info on her already. First, let's start with my favorite, Galbrena, or however you pronounce her name. From Nero's tweet, the Chinese name is translated to Gabrielina, which is a diminutive pet name for Gabriella, the feminine version of Gabriel. Gabriel in the Judeo-Christian mythology is an archangel who is in charge of judging and punishing evildoers who are portrayed as serpents. The phrase "devil ever bathed in purifying flames" would represent herself as well as her duty. She is a serpent, a sinner. However, she's also the fiery flying serpent, a symbolism of divine judgment. She is both the devil and an angel. The duality is that the cross and feather as well as her name represents the angel side, while the snakes and demonic arm represents the devil side. She also reminds me a lot of Nero from Devil May Cry. Next, we have Qiuyuan. No, he's not the person Jianshen is looking for. That's misinformation. However, from his name alone, we can infer that he's from Huanglong. His crest makes me believe that he's from a different region and not from Jinzhou. What creature does the crest represent? It's hard to tell. My first thought is that it's a bi'an, because of the ring it holds in its mouth. The bi'an is a mythological creature that resembles a tiger with dragon-like features, symbolizing justice and seen on prison gates. However, this doesn't tell us anything about the character and just that he didn't come from Jinzhou. Because of the symbol and what it represents, people think he is looking for Scar after the prison break. However, I don't think he holds any professional position because of his title, Wandering Swordsman. I believe he is a Taoist that specializes in shaman magic due to the ways that seems to be talisman written in blood alongside the bamboo talisman in the background. His design gives off wuxia novel protagonist. The thing at the end of his fishing pole is probably a wine flask. My nickname for him is Heavenly Demon Beggar because of his ragged looks. Moving on is Chisa, not related to chisa at all, so don't mix up the two. But I get it, I actually had a hard time pronouncing the two in the same sentence. From her character design, I believe she is a seamstress, possibly from New Federation given her clothing. Her weapons seem to be scissors with a measurement tool, which is why I say seamstress rather than barber. The symbol behind her seemed to be a seed of life in sacred geometry, except instead of a 7th circle, there is a 4-sided star in the middle, before being cut in half. She's actually the one most shrouded in mystery for me because I don't really know how to pull details from her outfits and design outside of the weapon. Her name also translates to Thousand Blossoms, which makes me think of cherry blossoms, so she is probably Japanese inspired. The best I got is that she might be inspired by the Three Fates or the Norns because of the mention of strings in her teaser. For Augusta, it is actually a title used for the Roman Empress, which makes sense because from the 2.4 promotional video, she seems to be the leader of Septimont. The crown she wears is the symbol of the sun, which I believe makes her a representation of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, the Roman sun god who protects the Roman Empire, in this case, Septimont. Where there's a sun, there's the moon, which is what iuno represents. Iuno is another name for Juno, so people might think she represents Juno, the patron Roman goddess. However, I also think she represents Luna, the Roman goddess of the moon, or known as Selene in Greek mythology, part of the moon triad. The reason for this is because of phrolova, who is linked to Hecate, goddess who represents the dark moon, also part of the moon triad. With phrolova as Hecate, Iuno as Selene, the only person we have left in the moon triad is Artemis from Greek mythology, or Diana from Roman mythology. There are whispers that it could be Carpathia, but I don't really see any connection outside of the maiden goddess part. Personally, I think Artemis ties back to Iuno as well, especially because of the line, "Moon arrow that anchors shifts of fate." Or it could be this mysterious resonator that we know nothing about who probably overclocked and turned into a Tasted Discord. Who knows? Anyways, Those were my theories on the characters announced in the 2.4 livestream. This is Jin checking out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!